All right, so today we're jumping into a creative app that, honestly, you might not have even heard of, but it has quietly racked up over 100 million downloads. It's called ORG24, and we're going to figure out how in the world it got so massive.
And yeah, when I say massive, I'm not kidding. Look at this number, over 100 million downloads. And get this, that's just from the Google Play Store alone. So we're not talking about some little niche app here. This thing is a legit global phenomenon. A number like that just makes you ask, right? What is this thing? How does an app that at its core puts a keyboard on your phone get that popular? Well, that's exactly what we're here to unpack. Okay, so first up, let's talk about the app's big idea. Its core promise is actually pretty simple, but it's also incredibly ambitious: to basically turn your phone into a music studio. So what you're looking at here is ORG24, and it's basically a complete musical keyboard app. It's made by a developer called Sophie Sunrise, and their whole deal is about mixing art with technology. And you can see that here. The app is just loaded with thousands of instruments and rhythms. It really tries to be that all-in-one tool for making music wherever you are. All right, let's peel back the first layer of this thing. Because one of the biggest reasons millions of people downloaded this app has got to be the sheer amount of stuff inside it. We're talking about a library of sounds that is just huge. For starters, you've got over 1,000 different musical instruments to play with. But here's what's really cool. These aren't just some cheesy, generic computer sounds. A lot of them are multi-sampled, which is a fancy way of saying they were recorded from real instruments. That gives them this authentic, rich sound that's really hard to replicate otherwise. And then, on top of all those instruments, you also get thousands of rhythms. Now, I want to be clear. We're not just talking about some basic drum loops here. No, these are full-on song structures. They've got intros, different variations, fills, endings, basically all the puzzle pieces you'd need to build a whole song from scratch. And the variety here is really what sets it apart. I mean, sure, you've got your pianos, your guitars, your violins, but then you also have instruments like the sitar. And the rhythms, they go way beyond just pop and jazz. You get these incredibly specific regional styles like Turkish, Hindi, Kurdish, Arabic, Persian, you name it. It's not just some tool for making Western music. This thing is a truly global sound library. But look, having a giant library of sounds is one thing. The real secret sauce of this app, I think, is how it manages to appeal to two totally different groups of people at the same time. You've got the person just having fun, and you've got the serious musician. It's like it has two personalities in one app. For most people, it's just a fun toy, right? You can mess around, make some funny sound effects, jam out with your friends. But for a professional, it can be a serious tool. They can use it to experiment with new sounds, quickly record a track idea, and even fit it into their professional workflow. It really does bridge that gap perfectly. And that pro side isn't just for show, it's backed up by some really serious features. You've got stuff like Aftertouch, which lets you add more expression to a note after you've already pressed the key. It's got full MIDI support, so you can hook up a real keyboard. And check this out, it has quarter tone tuning. Now, for most of us, that might not mean much, but if you're trying to create authentic Arabic or Persian music, that feature is an absolute game changer. The bottom line is, the professional level depth is there if you want to dive in.
Okay, but it doesn't just stop with the app on your phone. This is where it gets even more interesting. ORG24 is actually part of a much bigger creative ecosystem.
And this workflow is seriously powerful. Think about it. You can come up with an idea on the go, just using your phone or tablet. Then you can take that project over to your computer and use their music studio software for Windows. And from there, you can edit things or even import your own custom instruments and rhythms. Then you can load those custom sets back onto your phone. It creates this amazing creative loop that makes the app completely customizable and way more powerful. Okay, but let's get real for a second. No app is perfect, right? Especially one that's trying to do this much. So to really understand it, we've got to look at the reality check, the limitations, and what actual users are saying. So if you dive into the user reviews, you get a pretty balanced view. The pros are exactly what you'd expect. The creative potential is just massive. You've got all these instruments and features.
But the cons are definitely there too. Some people have issues with audio glitches on their specific phones. It can be a little overwhelming for a total beginner, and let's be honest, it's never going to feel exactly like playing a real physical instrument.
So we've looked at the good, the bad, the powerful, the complicated, which brings us to the big question. Who is this app actually for? So here's the final verdict. I think ORG-24 pulls off something really difficult. It walks this super fine line. It's a genuinely powerful tool that a serious musician or producer can use, but it's also a really fun and accessible app for someone who's just a hobbyist. It's got that professional depth, but it's still simple enough that anyone can just open it up and start having fun making sounds. And that really leaves us with a pretty wild thought to end on. It's clear that these studios in your pocket are not just toys anymore. So the question isn't really if they're powerful enough. The real question is, what's going to be made with them? You have to wonder, is the next huge global hit being written right now?